Okay, we are going to review Sunday's game. So far, so good. Moving the ball. Now, here, Rhea, you have a lot of space to drive the ball forward. What you want to do here is drive the ball forward so that way this defender comes this way. And you could do the 1v1, or Michaela could move to the open space, which in this case would be to cross this way. But the other option is Harper, which she's doing a great job being in front of the player. Just swing this way. So when this player here comes in, Rhea, you have a pass, a clear path to Harper, a through ball, which will be right here. And then Harper would follow it. One thing that we're doing a lot is we're letting go of the ball before pressure comes. And then the other problem is that we're not letting go of the ball when we have pressure. Let's continue. So that was a good through ball, even though before pressure. But Harper, you started off very good in front of the player, but then you stayed behind the player. And Michaela, you were right next to this player. You needed a cross in. Both of you could have got that ball. Let's continue. That's very good pressure. You're not stabbing, forcing her to put the ball out. Now, another thing to keep in mind, the right wing needs to always be watching the game. This is the right wing. This is the right back. Right now, they're in very good position. She could be in front of this player, but JD is in good position right now. That was a good shot, but if we go back a little bit, Harper, you could have gone between those two players. You could have drove the ball here, created a little bit of space, and then took a shot. Okay. This is pressuring, very good pressure by you, Harper. But I want you to see what happens. You're going to run up to her and you're going to stab. And then Nicole's going to do the same thing. And they're going to make it all the way across the field because everybody's going to stab the players coming down the field. What you want to do there, Harper, is as soon as you get here, you want to smart pressure and just side to side. Don't stab. Force her to either pass the ball or to panic and just kick the ball. And if she does, Nicole or the right winger would be right here in position to take that kick. But watch what happens. You stab, she stabs, both y'all are beat. Now, we have a player over here that's wide open. And this here, JD, when you have two players to cover, try to beat between them right here. That way you're between both players. You're between both players and you can intercept those passes. She gets it. JD stabs. She keeps going. Celeste stabs. Luckily, Rhea did an amazing job by moving in and covering that open space. But as Rhea's shifting, she's leaving this player by herself. And that's what Michaela needs to see is as she sees her shifting, she needs to move in. Rhea clears the ball. But what we want to do, Rhea, is instead of clearing that ball to a corner kick and giving them a free corner, you need to clear it out of bounds the other way. That way. So we gave them the free corner. The ref's getting back in position. Takes that corner. We missed that shot. And I'm not sure what that call was. But Rhea did an excellent job there in doing that free kick quickly. So when we do quick free kicks or throw-ins, we catch the whole team out of position. You have 1, 2, 3 players in the back and one with her back against her. So we have better positioning than they do to come with a counter. That's why we gotta be fast with our free kicks. Now, Michaela, seeing this, should have been over here, and we passed it and gone up the wing. But it was a good clear. Again, Harper, one thing that I see you do a lot, and you need to fix, is you rush into the player. And because you rush in very fast, if the player touches out of pressure, and most players that are good know how to do this, she touched out of pressure there. She leaves you behind her. What you want to do is you want to come in through the inside right here in this position. So the only place that she can touch out of pressure is this way, forcing her out and forcing her to create a mistake. Now Michaela recovers it, but Michaela does a terrible kick. And Michaela needs to try to, the wingers need to try and do a filter or through ball, which it would look like something like kicking it up this way. Try to get enough power to get it right here, top of the box. This is the box right here, the goalie box. So try to get enough power to get it to the top of the box. That way, Harper can beat the defender with her speed. Now, anytime that you see Harper moving in fast, the wingers need to move in with her. In this case, Nicole is way behind the defenders. The defenders are in front of us. So we need to move in because in this situation here, if Harper was to get the ball on this left side, she can't kick with her left, but she can cross it with her left. Instead, it's a pretty bad kick. JD, excellent job, but we didn't let go of the ball fast enough, so they took it back. Rhea, excellent job. We didn't let go of the ball fast enough, so they took it back. And that's one problem that we're having, girls. We're not letting go of the ball, and they're taking it away from us. Now, that's a through ball. What she just did right there is the perfect through ball. Now, if that little girl was fast, she could have beat Rhea and Michaela, but because she's not that fast, eventually Michaela catches up to her, and I want you to see how this happens. Look at the formation. This is excellent. So Michaela goes first, catches up with her. Rhea stands between the center back and the right winger, and Rhea backs up because she sees that she's coming for a cross, so she backs up into that player, which was excellent. And then we'll fast forward. Gets it to JD. JD, you have no pressure. There's nobody in front of you. Now, something that we need to start doing better is, Celeste, you need to be involved in these plays because you're standing there watching JD. But if we look, we have one player here covering Nicole, which is the right wing. We have one player here that's was supposed to pressure JD, but because she let go of the ball, she's now running to that passing lane. But the other player that's close is all the way back here. So we have our center back right here. You could wait for this player to give you a little bit of pressure and then play a through ball right here for your center back. Not too far back, not too far up, or just play with your center back. That way, this defender is then pulled with this one, and you have all this open players so he can play out the left wing. We let go of the ball. We're fighting for it. She cuts through the middle because, again, we're allowing them to touch out of pressure and they're leaving us behind. She touches out of pressure. Let's go back. This is where she touches out of pressure and leaves Michaela behind and beats her. And look at that. Again, a good through ball to the right wing. But Rhea, that's why you were playing defense that day, because you were doing an excellent job in identifying when they were trying to put a through ball. Just fast forward. Here. Girls, we got to look at these girls that are open. There's two girls here together. That means only one of y'all needs to cover both of them. Michaela should come in here. That way Celeste does not leave her position. We control it, but again, we give it away. That was a good clear, JD, and this is why we get a goal. Harper has enough speed to catch up to those balls when y'all clear them. That is one of our strongest attacks. It's the through ball because of Harper's speed and Carter's speed when she's up there. They're able to catch up to these balls, but we just got to get the through ball into open space. So we're up 1-0, only 7 minutes into the game. There's the pressure. Letting go of the ball too quick there. Michaela, you could have waited a little bit. You had possession of the ball. You were in front of that player. You could have kept touching to the right side and wait. You had the defender here and a defender here. Because you went too early, this defender went over there and covered her. But had you held on to the ball to about right here, this defender would have been pulled and she would have had a clear path to go. Now, Rhea, one thing, and the girls in the play in defense, y'all need to be aware where you're at. We are on the attack. JD's position will, but Rhea, you're next to Celeste. You should always be running up with the front line. Celeste should always be all the way to the back. Actually, what is Celeste? We're way too back. Actually, JD and Rhea, you girls need to be a little bit higher up. Celeste too. Celeste, you need to do a better job in pushing your line up. You are the one that controls these players. Because what happens is if they get the ball back, they have all this open space. Two players right here. And they can build a play. Good shot. Here comes the pressure. We stabbed again. We stabbed again. And every time you stab, they're always going to beat you. We need to smart pressure. Just stand in front of them. Just pressure them. Make them panic. Side to side. Fake them out. Pretend you're going one way, then go the other way, and then win the ball. Stabbing again. Luckily, we get that ball back. Let's see if I can zoom in. Stabbed. Celeste, you do that a lot, Celeste. You stab a lot. Stop stabbing. They're going to beat you every time, especially these top teams. So here, this is a very big problem that we're having. We cannot play out of the back. We are always getting pressured. And we just kick the ball away or they take it away from us. Now, Celeste, you need to start getting involved in these plays. I don't like to play anything through the middle, but if you have absolutely no pressure, we're going to have to start doing this. So look, and this is something, Rhea, you got to identify too. In this case, the defenders are covering Michaela and they're pressuring you. Okay? So Celeste has no pressure. We could play out this way. Because now these players are out of position and it'll cause everybody else to get out of position. But that's why we're practicing the drills that we're doing now with the lines where the defenders can't leave, because we need to get the ball through open spaces to the other players, because we're struggling a lot on that. Look at this. And then, Michaela, you got to come up here. You either get wide, especially if you see Harper where she should be. Harper, you should be in front of this player. That way, when she plays that through ball, you get that ball. And then if you get that ball, let's say that you were to get that ball, you were to be right here getting this ball. You got pressure there, then you just kick it up right here. So Michaela can take it down the wing. You follow her, and everybody pushes up. And we work on that cross. But instead, they intercept the ball. We get the ball again. Michaela tried to do a through ball. Harper did a good job recovering. Good shot. And here it is. Good pressure. Michaela covering the passing lane. Rhea's in front of the player. She gets it, but Rhea, I don't know why, but almost all the time you do very bad kicks. Look, you're there trying to kick it with the top of your foot. That's why you hit it like that. You need to use the inside of your foot. You need to remind yourself, if you would have used the inside of your foot right there, it could have gone to Harper, Michaela, and we could have built another attack. Instead, that happened. And JD was there, but JD just kicked it. Michaela recovered it. Great 1v1. But she kicks it again to nobody. That's a good pass. Rhea identifies that. Again, Rhea, we got to identify the field. You're about to touch this ball. Now, you decide to go between traffic. There's 3 players here. Very hard for you to go through there. You're not the fastest player, so you have to be smart. In this specific case, kicking it into open space would have been ideal. The right back should be running in front of this player. That way, if there is a through ball there, she gets that through ball. And she can come in through this side. Michaela can come in case there needs to be a cross. Good throw in. Harper, again, look, you had time for one more touch. And Harper, anytime you're in these positions, you could just pass it right there. Pretend you're passing it or pass it there. Anytime you're in front of the goal, like you are here, and you're that close to the goalie, kick it low on the ground. It is easier for her to put her hands up and out of luck block it than it is for her to fall down to her sides, especially if you pass it hard. If you kick it hard into the goal with the inside of your foot fast enough, by the time that she comes down to the ground, the ball's already past her. Good shot, but we need to work on your shot selection. When to do those type of shots and when to do ground shots. Ground shots when you're very close to the goal. Okay, so here comes the pressure. Smart pressure. You see, when you don't stab, you force them to make a pass. Michaela does a really good job in blocking the passing lane. She blocked the passing lane. Now Michaela identifies the through ball, but because you turn around instead of scanning with your right over your right shoulder, you do this. Had you not done that, that ball would have been right in front of you. You would have had a shot. Would have been a goal. But you slowed down on that play. Nicole recovers. Now, that's where we need to learn to reset. Okay. When Nicole was getting that ball and knew she was getting pressure, JD is wide open. Now, JD is wide open. We reset. Then JD, anytime that you get a ball coming back to you for a reset, it means that there's no way up through that side. So the first thing you got to do is swing that ball. And look at this. Rhea would be right wide open to go down the middle. JD gets it. We don't let go of the ball. Another common occurrence, we hold on to the ball too much when we have available passes. And Rhea kicks it out, which is good. Look, you kicking out the ball. You kicking up the ball allows all your team to come down. Look, all your team is resetting and they're all coming back down to defense. That's what that does. When we kick the ball out on a counterattack, kick it out as far as you can. Because if you just kick it right here, they'll pick it up quick and they'll do a quick attack. But kick it as far as you can to the sides. That way we can all reset. All the players are back in position. Okay? Good. You're just kicking it. You could have gave it to Celeste. Celeste could have gave it to JD. Here's a corner. Girls, when we have that corner, try to kick it out this way. Or if you get possession of the ball, drive it out this way. Don't give them more corners. Dangerous. And here we go again, trying to play out the back. Here it is, the same sequence. Celeste is standing there. She could have asked for that pass. We're just watching Rhea struggle. Michaela's finally moving good. But Harper playing in the center. When the ball, look, when the ball is on this side, you need to be in front of these players. That way, Michaela can pull this way. So these defenders are forced to make a decision who to cover. And when the ball's going out the other side, you got to be in front of these players or in the open space so the wing can get wide and we have more options. They get the ball back. Luckily, we have good defense. And then again, kicks it out. Everybody resets. Kicked it out. Now you gave him a free corner. Corners are dangerous. Let's try to not give him free corners. Kicked it out. Harder touch. Had you touched that ball with your hand, Rhea, that would have been a penalty kick. Look at this. Do not reach for the sky. Let's try to do a little bit better with these throw-ins, controlling it. If you stop the ball there, look how much space you have. And kick it up, push it up, instead of just kicking it out. Okay, that was dangerous, JD. You stopped. You saw the ball coming and you saw Carter. Your defense, your job is to clear the ball. So that was for you, JD, not Carter. And y'all stopped. Again, we're playing out here. Michaela is behind the player. Michaela needs to stop being behind players. You got to get wide. And Celeste, you need to start getting involved. You're just watching. She's struggling. That the whole point of playing out of the back like this is to beat the first player in a 1v1. That way you drive up the ball and you force more players to come defend. And then look, Michaela was excellent. You could have done a through ball through the side because you already pulled these two players because you beat her in the 1v1. That was a bad pass. Bad pass. 3 bad passes back to back, Rhea. And then that was a good through ball. Harper, you got to swing your leg and make a cross, especially when you have 2 players on you. In this case, there's 2 players on you. You either stop the ball and cut it in so that way you can cross with your right. Carter's open. Excellent movement by Carter. Or you use your left and you try to cross it as hard as you can. Michaela's moving to the passing lane. Excellent job. Forced her out by smart pressure. You didn't stab. Carter's open. We're just kicking the ball. That was a good cross. Michaela, good cross. Carter will kick the ball again. Here comes the counter. As soon as this team starts running, this player and this player are moving. And that's what we got to do as well, going the other way. Carter's right there. Michaela's there. You could have done 2 passes. You got to put that ball in front. Anytime that we're trying to go forward, especially when you're passing to Carter, because of her speed, you want to try to put that ball up here. because Carter will beat them. But if you put it here, this is a short run. It doesn't give Carter enough time to gain speed, and the other player marks her. Michaela does a through ball, excellent, but Harper didn't run to it. Carter, we just gave her the ball right there. This is where the skills come in. Instead of just giving her the ball, use the outside of your foot to cut in to the left. You could probably beat that player or cut into the right. Now, notice how we are on the attack, but you barely begin to see JD. And Rhea is not even in the picture. Look at how many players, look at all the space we have given them in this middle. I notice in a lot of games that we give them a lot of space in the middle, and that's why they come with a fast counter attack. The back line needs to do a better job in pushing up when we're attacking up here. JD just kicked it. Michaela stabbed. She got beat. Ray is doing good backing up. The same thing from earlier. They all three fall in line. Now, if Rhea leaves her position, Michaela did good by coming in to fill this space. But we left somebody open here. So we got to identify that. JD's in front of her player. That's good. Carter's in the open space. That's good. Here's a throw in. A lot of kicking out. Kicking out again. JD gets it out. Good. We stabbed. Harper's on the raise. Carter's good, but you got to push it out, Carter. Taking too long to control the ball. It's out. We get that ball. Not you got to cross it right there. You had a good ball there. Okay, here comes the pressure. And you stab. That wasn't a foul, but because of how fast you were going, it looked like a foul. That was actually only the ball. Okay. Now, because you are the center, you always want to try to be right in the middle. You're a little too much to the left. You want to be right in the middle. Harper. That ball would have been given to you. Rhea, we got to do a better job in receiving that ball. Good pass from Harper. Good control by Areli. Now, Areli runs it up. Excellent through ball. We were just not in position. Their defense was standing properly. Now here it comes again. Michaela's in the passing lane. Harper, you didn't stab that time. You're just doing very good pressure side to side, but she got you and then passes it out. Throw it into the wrong person. Control. Control. If you were to get control, You have Areli over there where you could again open space, make the pass to the open space so the wing can go through. And there's the middle ground again that they were beating us on. Good pressure. There's a bad throw in. Give it to the other player. We gotta move in quicker to those throw ins. Good control. Push it. Right here. This is something very important. Harper, you got one player, 2, 3, and 4. You need to use your speed. Either Areli should have moved out to be up here and gave her a pass to go, or kick this ball all the way up here and beat all the players with your speed. Areli, we gave up on the play there. Okay, JD, you're way too far ahead. Your defense, and you have a player back here. Celeste, that's where you got to talk to your line. Good job in covering the player so that Emma could recover the ball. Plays it with JD. They intercept the passing lane because Areli's too far back. I don't know what happened there, but y'all ran into each other. Let's see. Y'all ran into each other. Throw in. Good coverage. Bad kick. And here we go again. Playing out the back. They got Michaela covered. Here comes the pressure. Celeste, we're just standing there. Rhea was doing a very good job in winning a lot of 1v1s, but we got to pass the ball and help her. We got to help her, Celeste, by asking for the ball and making sure you're open. That was dangerous, Rhea. That was dangerous, JD. Playing out the back again. Here comes Rhea. Michaela's too close. You see, this is the tough part here. Look at this. So Michaela, you have pressure. Rhea has pressure. You're not away from pressure, so her passing the ball, immediately you're gonna have pressure. This was a little bit more difficult because there's also pressure on Celeste. All of your options have pressure. What needs to happen here is Michaela, in this case, because everything is so close together, is she needs to move out and find the open space. They beat us. Good. You forced her out. Here comes Emmy. She tried to kick out. The player was in front of Areli. Comes a throw in. The excellent Areli, an excellent pass. Rhea, we got to receive that ball. Emmy. As soon as you see the counter, and you're learning this position, but Emmy, you gotta be further up. You gotta be able to come and take the space. So when Rhea gets stuck, like she does here, you can ask for it. Rhea pushes it out. Good defense. We see we're just kicking it out. It's not, which is not bad all the time, but if we have space in front of us, we gotta take the space. Good coverage. Good defense. We gotta kick it out of that box a lot harder. Playing with Michaela. Now Michaela's a left back. Michaela, you gave up on that run. You actually could have. You could have beaten her and gotten more space if you had run to that ball. Good clear. Areli, you had Emmy right there, and Emmy could have swung that ball. Carter could have ran up the wing. There's a 1v1. Good through ball for them. We kicked it out. Celeste, you gotta look, especially when it's a big field, look to the side. Michaela was there open. She could take it down the left and play with Carter. Areli, you stabbed, and they beat you. Good pass. And Carter, you gotta see that somebody's running down your lane so you can cover them. Comes a throw in. Control it. Good. Good. That was a good kick because you had two people coming. There was nothing else you could have done there. Good. Good by Areli there. They called a foul. And that's halftime. One of the biggest things here is that we are not taking the open space in front of us. We're just kicking the ball. And when we do have some good passes, we're not using the inside of our foot in communication to pass that ball up. That's the end of the first half.